Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first interview of 2026. That's exciting. Nearly said 2016 because I've been looking at that Instagram and TikTok challenge, so that's good. Really taking us back to the past here. I'm Shannon. I'm the Director of Marketing and Growth here at Tactical Logistics Solutions, and I'm joined today by Ephraim, our CLO, as well as Jordyn from Euka. So welcome, y'all, and a special welcome, of course, to Jordyn.
Hey, Shannon. Hey, Ephraim. Great to be here with you guys.
Great to be
Yeah.
here.
So we're going to talk a little bit today about TikTok Shop, a little bit about TikTok fulfillment, a little bit about D2C. But first off, Jordyn, can you just give us a quick overview of your title, your role at Euka, what Euka is? Just give us a little bit of the elevator pitch.
Absolutely. I'll give you guys the lowdown. I'm the Director of Growth at Euka. So my role pretty much entails leading growth and partnerships. So working extremely close with TikTok brands and agencies every day. And I kind of see myself as sitting at the intersection of brands and creators, understanding what creators want and how they get excited, but also understanding the kind of creators that brands want to work with. So I think my biggest focus for 2026 is really figuring out that intersection and getting that flywheel moving. So that being said, I'm excited for the growth that we have this year. And as you guys know, I think 2026 is like the year of omnichannel. I think people are really trying to go broad. So really excited to chat with you guys.
You know, I know your background started in Amazon. Now you're in the TikTok space. So let's talk a little bit about why TikTok Shop is becoming such a big channel in 2026, and maybe what you've seen with your background in both spaces. Why are people starting to diversify?
I'll take you back to spring of 2025, and I was working. Take you back a little bit, but I was working in the Amazon space, talking to Amazon sellers every single day, and I was hearing TikTok Shop come up more and more and more. And it started to get the wheels turning in my head. And I was like, okay, this seems really new and exciting. And I was hearing about all the growth that these brands were having on TikTok Shop and really understanding how brands are going wider. I think Amazon, as incredible of a channel as it is, you know, when you have D2C, you own your customers. When you have TikTok, you're getting more discovery and you're engaging with people. So I shifted from the Amazon world into the TikTok world, really feeling like I was following the trend of the brands that I was working with and just wanting to do cutting edge and dabble into TikTok and see how it helps support brands on Amazon and e-commerce as a whole.
And Ephraim, I know you talk to a lot of Amazon sellers. Obviously, that's a core part of what Tactical does. What have you seen on your side with people moving towards more omni-channel?
Yeah, definitely a very similar trend. Amazon was very successful for many years to keep you soaked into Amazon and you couldn't focus on anything else around you. And other marketplaces, nobody really had close to any market share than Amazon at all. So if you had your own Shopify store, you had to put in a lot of hard work into it, get it advertised, Google ads and all that to get it up and running, versus Amazon is more like a freeway where like you just get on it, you get people see you, they buy you, right? So what happened in the last 2 years by Amazon really tightening their fees, where they went up on fees on storage, they went up on fees on multi-channel fulfillment, they went up on fees on anything, and like even on delivery to getting product into FBA, you have to send it to 5 locations instead of 1. If not, you pay penalties. So all these things has pushed thousands of sellers to start thinking about like, okay, I can't only rely on Amazon because my margins were cut by 7-8% in the last 2 years. I'm not as profitable as I used to be. Where else could I focus my attention to? And that's the same time where TikTok Shop came out, started like trickling in, and it became the biggest. I mean, the most fun and conversation that you see right now is about TikTok Shop. It's not about Amazon anymore. So I feel like Amazon has had their peak, and a lot of people have that same concern, and everybody's looking like, okay, where can we diversify? And people are starting to see is like, okay, if I could grab 5% from Walmart, 10-15% from TikTok Shop, another 5% from Shopify, combined, it could be 25-30% of your business. That's something valuable that you could actually increase your business, that you're not 100% relying on Amazon. So I feel like that's where a lot of people shifted there. And like Jordyn said, like she sees the same thing. It's like the mind shifted. We're not stuck only on Amazon. People want to make sure they have a healthy business and it's not all their eggs in one basket. to have multiple options where they could bring revenue from.
So both of you have experience, obviously, with different realms of moving from Amazon to omni-channel, multi-channel. But Jordyn, and this is a good question for both of you, but starting with Jordyn, what kind of missteps do you see for people who are trying to expand beyond Amazon and go into the TikTok space?
I think the biggest challenges are people just not being prepared, right? Like as Ephraim just said, like, brands are kind of thinking about how they can diversify, maybe 15% Walmart, maybe 5% TikTok Shop. But what happens with TikTok Shop is people don't know the power of the algorithm. People think of TikTok as a test. Let me try out TikTok Shop. And it's not like Amazon where you have to build up your brand awareness and start running ads. And I speak to a lot of sellers who will launch their products on TikTok Shop and they're like, I'm not really going to focus on it. And then what happens is a creator posts one viral video and it causes serious issues with the supply chain as a whole. So I think the biggest issues that I see with brands launching on TikTok Shop is that their inventory just isn't ready. And especially with people going omni-channel, when you kind of have that mindset, like, okay, I'm going to put 15% inventory here, 15% here, 5 here. Well, what happens when you have one creator post an incredible video and you have all these people that want to buy the product, but you only have so much stock on TikTok Shop, right? What do? Are you taking from Shopify? Are you taking from Amazon? Are you getting out of stock on other platforms? So I think a really big issue is that people, they don't know the power of TikTok Shop and therefore they're not prepared with inventory. And going out of stock on TikTok Shop is not ideal because TikTok Shop is all about momentum.
Ephraim, come on. That's teed up perfectly for you. Let's talk a little bit about what Tactical can do to help with that particular issue.
Right. So I'm a huge believer in having product. It could be in your own house. It could be in a 3PL by us. It could be in your garage, wherever it is. Additional to that, you have inventory and FBA. If you're a very heavy FBA and you do, let's say, MCF, where you're using TikTok Shop orders to get fulfilled and things like that, it's like running out of stock is always the death sentence. On Amazon, it's your ranking. On TikTok Shop, it's your momentum. Whatever it is, it's not good for either or, right? So at the same time, people don't realize is that if a video goes viral on TikTok Shop, a lot of times their Amazon listing is also going to get a crazy boost as well. Not only they're going to buy it on TikTok Shop, they might run on Amazon and buy it on Amazon because it's more convenient for them for whatever reason. So all these factors have to be looked into. But from what I see is if you use a system where an ERP system where you have track on all your product, right? For us, for example, we could have one SKU in our warehouse, but they have 15 SKUs. Means say like on TikTok, everywhere else it's a different SKU, but the system holds it as one SKU, holds one inventory. It looks at what you have in FBA, it looks at what you have in our warehouse, and then the system will automatically switch if you run out of stock somewhere. It right away switches it to stay in stock somewhere else. So it will go priority 1, 2, and 3. So let's say 1, you would choose FBA. Number 2 would be 3PL, and maybe number 3 even your house. Let's say you have a couple cartons in your house. So you keep that pattern where it switches out what's running out of stock, and if it ran out of stock, it right away is gonna grab the different channel where there's inventory from, where to take it from. So I think that's super important to be set up that way, and not keep everything in one place. Because if you keep everything in one place, if you slept the middle of the night and you sold out middle of the night, boom. Versus if you have something doing it automatically, you're safe. But it's important to have more than one location of product. So if FBA is your primary location, have a backup plan, always.